Hi everybody, and welcome back to another week. Good news is this week we're going to start something new here. I did my first interview with a fellow patient. She had this surgery. She's going to talk about that. If you guys don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button. I want to keep this thing going as much as I can. Somewhere up in one of these corners here, I'll have a little card here. So anyone that hadn't watched the series from the start, you can go ahead and click that and go right back to the first video and just go right in a row. So first up is Kayra. She had the bariatric sleeve surgery. She did an amazing job. If you know who she is, go up and tell her what a great job she did. We actually ran longer than I wanted to, but it was awesome. I didn't really know what to expect or how long it would be being the first one. So now I know. I'm gonna split this one into two separate interviews. Enjoy watching this. She talks about Kayra had the surgery at the end of July here, so she's only a couple months out. She is down over 50 pounds already. I'll let her tell you all about that. She's talking about her struggles with her weight for her entire life there, relationship issues, trying to get people to understand what she was struggling, and other health issues that were caused by her weight. All right, so watch that, and I'll talk to you guys after we're done. All right. Which surgery did you have?
I had the gastric sleeve.
Okay, you had the sleeve, and how long ago was that?
It was on July 27th.
Okay.
So just a little over a month.
Awesome, awesome. And you're doing good with that now, right?
I am. I'm down 58 pounds.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep.
So what was your life before this? How were you like?
Well, I've always kind of been heavy. Puberty pretty much did a number on me, so but what was considered heavy when I was a teenager and what's considered heavy now, two different things.
Absolutely.
Like when I was in high school, I was a size 12, and to everyone around me that was fat. I was not a size 2 or a 3. I will never be a size 2 or a size
right.
3. And it was hard for me because my parents used to bribe me with, if you go on a diet or you lose this much weight, we'll buy you,
right.
A pair of Guess jeans,
Mm-hmm.
or, if you do this or do that, it was always, if I lost weight and I became what they thought was
right.
healthy, then, I would get a reward. Well, the weight just never came off. I was very active. I played on the golf team. I was the soccer manager. I played tennis. I was constantly doing something to keep myself busy, and the weight just never came off. So, I got married in 2000 to my first husband, and we were together for 12 years, and he had been heavy before we met and lost it all on a crash diet. Like he literally would eat like 500 calories a day, and he was hard on me because in his brain, if he could do it, I could do it. And he just didn't understand that, everybody's different. Everybody's body is different, reacts differently to different things. So I just couldn't do it. And we ended up getting a divorce, not because of that, because of other things. Then my second husband just didn't have any comprehension of how depression worked. I lost my dad in 2015. It was very hard for me because I was a daddy's girl growing up. And I think once my dad passed away, I just kind of sank into my own little world of eating whatever I want to make myself feel better, not doing any exercise, just kind of, living for the couch,
right.
basically. And we actually are currently going through a divorce, he and I, and I just decided I didn't want to live like that anymore. I went to Kennedy Space Center with a friend of mine, and I couldn't walk. I would walk like 50 yards and have to stop. Or, I was constantly like, it was March. It was still chilly outside, and I'm sweating, and I was just uncomfortable.
Right.
And I would go to the grocery store with my mom, and I would have to sit down because I couldn't walk the whole grocery store. I felt like I was dying, and I wasn't ready to die. I had all these dreams of traveling around the world and, seeing things that I'd never seen before and meeting people that I never met. And I knew that if I didn't do something, I was never going to be able to do that.
Right.
So I was pretty depressed. I was pretty miserable before I had my surgery.
And that the Kennedy Space Center thing, that's the one that just set you off, like you're scared and not.
Well, you know, the person that I was with, I don't think he realized how out of shape I was, and I didn't realize how out of shape I was. You know, you have this perception of yourself in your head. Some people it's worse, some people it's better. I think mine was denial, that I was like, well, I'm not that heavy. You know, I can do this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. And when I couldn't, and when he realized I couldn't, that's when I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
So that's when everything really changed for me. I mean, I used to go to Disney. I used to have the annual pass at Disney, and I used to go walk Disney all day. I mean, yes, the next day I was sore and miserable, but it was much before I had, you know, gained all the weight that I had.
Right. Yep.
And I just missed that. You know, I miss being able to just take off for the day and go walk the beach, or, you know, go to the Space Center or go to Disney or something like that. And now I know that as I'm getting better, you know, I'm able to do stuff like that.
So your heaviest recorded weight was what?
367.
367, and you're down to 3 something.
Yeah, I think I was 320 something. But the 58 pounds is from the day I started my pre-surgical diet.
Okay.
So I lost 20 pounds during that, and then I'm down about 30 something since my surgery.
When did you go to the seminar at all, or did your doctor just say go do this?
No, the seminar, I didn't start. My first appointment was in November of 2020, and that was kind of like right at the start of the COVID stuff.
Right.
So they had pretty much shut down all face-to-face seminars and things like that. And so when I had my doctor's appointment, he was basically just gave me a checklist and said, these are the things that you need to do. This is the weight you need to be at before your surgery. This is the diet we want you to follow. And from that point on, it was just like, okay, made my psych appointment, made my cardiology appointment, you know, made sure that I had the 3 office visits in a row because I didn't want to start over. Right. Did a sleep study, you know, just to make sure. I just basically, once he gave me that stuff, I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. I gotta, you know, stick with it.
You did a sleep study. Now, did you have sleep apnea?
I did.
Okay.
I did, and I knew that I did, and I never did anything about it. You know, I actually worked at a sleep center for a while before I moved down here. And, I mean, they had us try out the home sleep studies to make sure that they were working okay. And the tech actually told me, she's like, you need to get this checked. And I just never did. And so, you know, my PCP and Dr. Allison, who was my doctor, got together and said, well, you probably should do a sleep study because, you know, it's not going to do you any good if you feel better if something happens.
Right.
So, yeah, I got the sleep study done. Yeah. I'm on a BiPAP machine instead of the CPAP machine because my apnea was so bad. And since my surgery, they've actually had to drop my pressure down because it was so high that I would wake up in the middle of the night choking because it was just constantly pushing air. And I would wake up with like horrible gas bubbles because the air, I was like swallowing the air and it was making me like nauseous from all the gas. So I called him. I'm like, okay, I can't wake up like this. I mean, I was waking up and literally getting sick because of my CPAP.
Great.
So they changed the settings on my CPAP, and it's actually doing better.
The dieting, when I know when I went to the seminar, they all like, you have to lose 20 pounds right off the bat, and the whole room was like,
Yeah.
I've been down this road.
Yeah.
I heard 20 pounds. I'm like, I can't do that either. I mean, if I could drop 20 pounds, I would have done that already, right?
Right.
But then they're like, yep, we get the same reaction. Don't worry, everybody makes it. And they're right. You know, we all did, right?
Yeah.
We all made it.
Yeah.
So
we did.
Your 2-week liquid diet.
Hell week, as I call it.
Hell 2 weeks.
Oh, it was awful. So I was all gung-ho to start because I'm like, okay, this is the last of the hurdles that you have to overcome, you know. First day was rough because, you know, the first day without any real food. The second day was worse. The third day I was ready to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not happy. Nothing that I was eating or drinking was satisfying me. I'm not a Jell-O fan to begin with. So the fact that, you know, I was supposed to supplement my diet with Jell-O just made it even worse.
Sugar-free Jell-O.
Oh, any Jell-O I don't like. Like, I think it was because, you know, when I was a kid, they would give that to us in school as our little dessert. Right. And I was like,
Yeah.
So I always give my Jell-O away.
Yeah.
I started detoxing, if you will, myself off caffeine about 2 weeks before that, because I knew I wasn't gonna. I mean, if I don't have coffee in the morning, like for a day, I get a headache. So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna make it 2 weeks. So I started making like half and half calf, half decaf, and then a quarter, and then I would switch myself to decaf, and maybe put like a spoonful or a quarter of a cup of regular in it,
right,
so that I would still get the little bit of caffeine. And then by the time I started my 2-week diet, I was off caffeine.
That's the way to do it right there. And I mentioned that in some of my other videos, is that wean yourself off that, because I had no idea.
Yeah.
No one told me to watch out for the caffeine withdrawal.
And see, the thing is I never understood it. Like, why can't we have caffeine? And then another person that has gone through the surgery said it's a diuretic, and it also stimulates your hunger hormones. So it makes you feel like you're hungrier, and you're going to have to consume more water because it's a diuretic. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. But.
Okay, guys, so there you go. There's part 1 of Kayra's interview. I think she did an amazing job. She covered all the bases. We had an amazing discussion. It really wasn't an interview as much as it was just us sitting there talking. I really enjoyed that. I hope she did too. Part 2 will be coming up in a few days. I'm still editing that part. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. I really enjoyed that one, so I hope some more people will want to tell their story. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a couple days. Bye.